I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to align with universal consciousness to manifest what you want. Because the truth is that once you start to align your energy with life, with the truth of existence, with the way life actually works, what starts to happen is that life starts to support you. Reality itself sees that you are in alignment with the way reality works, and so it starts to help you and bring you what your heart and soul truly wants. At least that's what I believe. That's been my experience, is that when I align with higher consciousness principles, with the way reality actually works from my experience, what starts to happen is that manifestations come a lot easier, there's less resistance, and there's more of a surrendered state of consciousness where then things start to just pop into my reality and my thoughts are actually more potent. So what I think starts to manifest a lot faster as well. And so that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is that consciousness actually moves through people. That's how reality works. Reality works in this way. Consciousness moves through you, right? One of my mentors told me that reality doesn't necessarily happen for you or to you, it happens through you. Now, I do believe that reality does happen for us because I have that belief system that allows me to feel more empowered, but there is a truth to existence where reality does actually move through us, through each individual. That's the natural inclination that life has, is it wants to move through each of us. Now, if we stop that flow, if the ego decides, I don't want reality to move through me in this way, you block the energy gets stuck, and you stop manifesting what you want, and life stops supporting you because nature is perfect. Reality is perfect. Life will bring you exactly what you want, just the way reality intended it to be, to perfectly help you manifest exactly what your heart and soul wants. But if you decide, I'm stronger than reality itself, and you let your ego get in the way, you stop letting reality flow how it naturally wants to flow. Not that you can't get what you want, not that you don't have a say in terms of what you want. In fact, you do get a say in what you want, but the ego is not who you are, right? The ego is you thinking that you want something when that's not what you really want. So the key is to see that life wants to actually move through you in a certain way. And when you can start to align with that, things start to actually happen a lot easier because your heart and soul always want something. And when we repress these desires, what starts happening is that we stop allowing the natural flow of consciousness. So I want you to understand that consciousness actually moves through people. It moves through situations. It moves, I'm trying to make sure that I'm always centered because sometimes a little bit to the left and I'm like, why did that happen? So consciousness actually moves through people. And when you can start to notice that something wants to move through you, this is when you're going to start to align with that universal consciousness, because you always want to be conscious of what is trying to move through you, right? So the second thing that I want to share with you in this video is what wants to come through, right? What is trying to move through you? What is trying to come through? A good question to ask yourself is, what does life want to create through me? It's almost very obvious. It's sometimes very obvious. Sometimes it's something that you picked up as a kid, maybe some sort of a hobby, maybe it's something that you're naturally good at. It's something that just naturally flows through you. Not that there isn't a level of mastery that needs to be achieved in terms of quote unquote putting in the work to master that craft and to get better and better and better. You still got to sort of take action, so to speak. But what's happening is that it still feels very natural. It's almost like it is your purpose in a way. And you can feel, so to speak, it's not necessarily a feeling where you can tap into something higher, where something higher than even how you feel is trying to move through you in a certain way. And actually what happens is that this allows you to see that you don't need to do all the work, right? Your ego doesn't need to do all the work. Something can flow through you which will allow you to actually get what you want in the easiest way. And if you don't do it in that way, you're going to create a lot of resistance, and it's going to be a lot harder to get what you want. So the question is, what wants to come through? what wants to actually move through you, what wants to be manifest through you. If you let your ego out of the way, if you remove your ego and you really sit down with yourself, what wants to come through. This is an incredibly powerful way to start to see what wants to come through, of course. And you're going to start to see that you can align with universal consciousness in that way. And this is going to allow you to get what you want, of course, helping yourself get what you want and helping others in the process as well. Because when you stop living from the ego, helping yourself actually is the best way to help others, because there is no separation between the two, of course. Now, the third and final thing that I want to share with you is, how would you live if you didn't fear fear itself? Most people are scared of being scared, right? They're scared of fear. What if you weren't scared of fear? What if you weren't scared of being scared? How would you live, right? If you didn't have reactivity to reactivity itself, how differently would you live? Most people live stuck in a box, in a one little tiny box, some limited sense of patterns that they've been doing over and over and over and over, expecting different results. And of course, nothing ever happens in that space magically or amazingly or new, because they're living in the same set of patterns, technically their comfort zone. But I would argue that your comfort zone is extremely uncomfortable, and actually what's more comfortable is to get into your uncomfort zone or your discomfort zone, which is actually where all the magic happens. Right? Now, you don't want to get into the panic zone where you're panicking and you're too uncomfortable. You also don't want to be in your extreme comfort zone. You want to be right in the middle. In some cultures, they call it the middle way. It's nor effortful, nor is it effortless. It's in the middle, right? It's not comfortable or uncomfortable. It's kind of right in the middle. And so when you're not scared of fear, you're basically facing your fears. You're in the face of fear, but you're not reacting to it. You can see the fear. You're not necessarily trying to consciously go into the fear to do the shadow work, but you're going towards what you want. You're focusing on what you want, while at the same time not being in resistance to what you don't want. This is an incredibly powerful state of consciousness, because most people are either just focused on what they want, but they're in tons of resistance to what they don't want, or maybe they're trying to, focus on what they don't want and not resist that and do all the shadow work, but then they're not giving themselves permission to focus on what they want. But if you're right in the middle, you're going towards what you want, maybe the fear comes up, but you're not scared of that fear. You don't believe in the fear. You don't listen to the fear. You don't give that fear energy. You let it come up, but you're not giving it the energy that it wants. It's not pulling you in anymore. You don't believe in the fear. So the key that you want to be living, the place that you want to be living from, the key that I've personally found in my experience is a question to ask yourself is, how would you live if you didn't fear fear itself? If you weren't scared of fear, if you weren't scared of feeling a little bit of fear sometimes and going towards what you want anyways, despite what you're feeling, right? Despite I feel this fear, despite feeling this anxiety, not that I'm pushing overly in a masculine way where I'm ignoring my intuition, no, but you're trusting in something higher than that fear. Believing in fear and not taking action because of a fear-based emotion is not trusting your intuition. Okay, that's a huge misconception. What that is that's believing in your fears. When you see a fear, but you say to yourself, you know what? I feel this fear, but I'm gonna carry on anyways. That's you trusting in your higher intuition, seeing that it is a choice to believe in your fear, and that you don't need to believe in fear. You can actually go towards what you want and face your fear directly without giving it any extra energy, without even trying to find the fear. Just find what you really want and go towards those true heart desires. And then the fear will naturally be cleansed in the process. You see, you don't even need to do really shadow work. The shadow work, in my experience, happens very naturally and quite effortlessly when you go towards what your heart really wants. All the contradicting vibrations that are out of alignment with what you prefer will naturally rise up to the surface and fall away when you focus on what you want, while at the same time not being scared of fear and not resisting resistance and not being reactive to reactivity and not being afraid of fear itself, not fearing fear. Right? When you're not afraid of fear, you are extremely powerful, not powerless, powerful. And to be powerful, you have to be non-reactive to fear. So you don't want to be flinching in the face of fear. If you flinch in the face of fear, what has happened is that you're not aligned with universal consciousness. Consciousness wants you to face your fears, because on the other side of your fears is exactly what your heart truly wants. Your heart has so many desires, but they're always going to be on the other side of your fears. Now, I'm not saying to give fear energy. It might seem like a paradox. Like, for instance, are you saying to feed energy to resistance and fear? Quite the opposite. I'm saying that you go towards what you want, yet you ignore the fear in the face of it. And if you start to do these three things, what you'll find is that you align with universal consciousness in a way that allows you to manifest what you want in the most effortless and easy way possible, helping yourself, allowing you to get what you want, and helping others in the process as well. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Also, please hit the like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are the creators of their reality and that they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easy way possible, helping themselves and helping others in the process as well. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next